Welcome back to the channel, guys. This is VIN 1556. This is a 2016 in Caviar, paint code 223 with the LA30 interior, which is the red interior. If you are looking for a good driver quality car, this is probably the one and you need to jump on it fast. It is a 2016. It's listed on Auto Trader for $35,000. Clean title, $35,000. But here's the kicker. It has 134,000 miles. Higher miles for this car, but not crazy high mileage for the 2UR GSE or really any Toyota product. Just that alone, it could have other issues. For the price alone, it's fantastic. This car should probably be priced $5,000 higher, and it's not. Go out and get it, and you'll see why here in a minute. That is a steal for these cars. So let's first do the production, as I always do. So 446 of these cars were Caviar, paint code 223, out of the 2,347 that have been identified for the US 49 market, which is the US except Hawaii. Out of those 446, 201 were LA30 or red interior, so just under half of them had red interior. Pretty common as far as combination goes. Specific to 2016, there were 284 cars out of the 1,417 identified for 2016 for the North American market for US 49. Out of those 284, 127 had LA30 interior. So this car is one of 127. I would say definitely more on the common combination side. White or black cars for out of those 2,347 cars, 54% of them were white and black, white or black. So if you see any GSF that is not black or white, then it's already rare. But this is a common color combination, and it's not scarce as far as the combos go. Carfax Epic VIN Auto Check. Carfax shows this as a 2-owner, 1 accident reported in December of 2023, and it doesn't specify as to where or what it was. Epic VIN shows 2-owner, no accident. Auto Check shows 2-owner, no accident. So again, that's also a good reason why you have to check all of these to see damage history if you don't have it any other way. 2-owner, 1 accident car. That's what this is. Previous sales, August of 2019, $49,000, 36,000 miles in Texas. And they dropped it to $46,000. And then now the current sale for $35,000 at 134,000 miles in Florida. So this car has been a Texas and Florida car its entire life. So not winter driven. This car has all of the green flags so far. It's a clean title, not low miles, but it's a clean title, 2-owner, 1 accident. Who knows what the damage was, but it probably was minor if it didn't go into detail. It's been Southern driven. It's been pretty well Lexus maintained, and I'll get into that in just a second. Looking at the pictures, this car, the for sale ad, it has very limited interior photos, and so you can obviously see that it has the carbon fiber delamination on the passenger front door. Common spot to see that. You can't see the others very well, like the center console. Obviously, it would take more investigation. Ask the seller for more pictures for the rest of the carbon fiber pieces, as that's a common issue on these cars to delaminate. But if that's all there is, this is great. I mean, as I said at the beginning, for the price, you just cannot beat it. It looks phenomenal. The bolster wear on the seat doesn't look bad. It looks like they probably had kids or somebody that sat in the back a lot, because you can see kind of some marks on the back of the front seat. But overall, it just looks phenomenal inside for a car with 134,000 miles and almost 10 years old. And so obviously whoever owned this, they took very good care of it. Looking on the outside, it does have a lot of paint chips, especially on the hood, the bumper, the front end. Pretty common for a car with higher mileage. These cars, if you didn't have paint protection film on it, they're going to get pretty chipped up. So the carbon fiber on the front of the bumper is chipped up. The bumper is chipped up, the headlights are chipped up, and the hood is chipped up. But again, this would be a great driver's car. Get in, go drive it, and go enjoy it. That's what these cars are. They're so awesome to go drive. Not worried about putting more miles on it, because these things will last hundreds of thousands of miles. Very reliable cars, and they do have higher running costs. Now let's jump into the Lexus service history on this car. So this car looks extremely well dealer serviced, and that's also another green flag. But July of 2018, the JLB recall that was done, that's the high pressure fuel pump recall that all of these cars had. The left and the right high pressure fuel pumps were replaced. That's done. April of 2019, the ZLZ was done. And so that is the entire dash. It was cracked or sticky, and the entire dash was replaced at Lexus under this program. My car had it done earlier this year, and it's basically 10 years from the end service date. Lexus will replace the dash on this car because it gets sticky, it gets deformed, or it cracks specifically around where the passenger airbag is. But this car, it was done. So another one out of the way. November of 2019, the carbon fiber trim was replaced, and the KLG customer service program was done, which that's the GPS. I've talked about that in other videos. You may be on the main freeway, but it shows you off to the side on the feeder road or something like that, or vice versa. But it's the GPS doesn't report the correct location. That's been done. The carbon fiber in November of 2019, it does say it was replaced under goodwill assistance from Lexus. So Lexus covered the carbon fiber trim replacement on it. A little outside of warranty. And next service is March of 2020. The fuel pump customer service program was also done. So they note that there's like a buzzing or a humming noise that you hear from the back seat. That's the fuel pump controller. So that was replaced. Again, this car has all of the common issues, but they're all addressed. So it's well sorted so far. February of 2022 at 67,000 miles, it looks like the 60,000 miles service-ish was done. And so if you look right here, the coolant was changed, fluids, things like that, the belt, but no description of spark plugs being changed, which is pretty important at the 60,000 mile service. February of 2025, they were getting a high temperature warning, maybe a sensor or something at 125,000 miles. It doesn't say if the sensor was ever replaced. The customer didn't have time. They were waiting. So I guess maybe it never came back. I don't know. I have seen that on a couple other car service histories, especially the higher mileage ones, and it was just a coolant temperature sensor is all that it is. But if it's sending the wrong message or the wrong voltage to the computer, it's going to pop up the message on the dash that says high temperature warning. Again, not what I would call common, but higher mileage cars, a sensor going bad, I wouldn't see that as anything unusual. But if you do see it again, if you're driving the car, getting inspected, whatever, if that pops up, that's likely what it is, but I would just look at the coolant, make sure it's not low on coolant, things like that. The other thing that could be is the coolant valley plate. So the coolant valley plate leaks, gonna be low on coolant, get a high temperature reading. That's something to keep in mind. So I'm gonna talk about that here in a minute, but that's definitely something that needs to be addressed or looked at. The final service entry is July of 2025 at 133,000, so it has 134 on it now. It was just front brakes and just regular service. So let's talk about the things that it could possibly need. First and foremost, spark plugs. I don't see where spark plugs have ever been done. Wasn't done at the 60,000 mile service. I don't see 120,000 mile service where it was done either. So it's probably due for fluids and spark plugs, the major service. Probably needs a drive belt again. There's just from when it was last replaced. The coolant valley plate, definitely something that needs to be looked at on this car. Get a scope, put it under the intake manifold, see if you see crusty pink coolant under there. That's going to be one of the big gotchas on this car, if at all. And of course, the lower control arm bushing. So when you look at the car, turn the wheels all the way, make sure the car doesn't have inner tire wear on the front tires. If the inner tires are worn, then you've definitely got to replace not only tires, but lower control arms. Lower control arm bushings, coolant valley plate, got one piece of carbon fiber, at least one piece that is delaminating, and the front end is pretty chipped up. But again, this is definitely more of a driver quality car, and for the price, it can have even more wrong with it, and I would say it's still a very good value. This car is probably priced about $5,000 lower than where the market is for these cars right now. So as I said, it can have more wrong with it, and I think it would still be a great value. You have to look at the usual common issues, but everything else, it looks like it's well sorted. There's other carbon fiber pieces that have been replaced, all of the common issues, the customer service programs, the dash, the ZLZ, all of that's already been taken care of with this car. And that's the beauty of the higher mileage cars, is usually those issues are already sorted because it doesn't sit in somebody's garage like mine, and it's out there getting driven. So this is VIN 1556. It is definitely one of the good ones, even though it's a higher mileage one. So go check it out. A little due diligence, and I think it'll be a great car for somebody, especially at that price point. Thanks again for watching. We'll see you soon.